Ever since the release of Star Wars The Last Jedi back in December of 2017, we've seen this great divide between the Star Wars community and the entire Star Wars fandom. And since then, Disney has been very desperate to try and patch that all together to really make a better future for the Star Wars brand. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that they really are desperate to try and really make Star Wars as great and successful as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, the MCU started back in 2008 with Iron Man 1 by Jon Favreau, mind you. That really was a hit success, and ever since then, there's been this consistent success rate when it came to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's exactly what Bob Chapek wants with the new Star Wars universe, and that's exactly why he's canceling out many of Kathleen Kennedy's old projects that she was working on, as well as other projects that were previously in the works, and replacing them with new ones, whether they are TV shows or movies, whatever at that. Now, on top of this, we do know that Iger and Chapek really only want the best for the Star Wars fans at this point in time, and they also want to bring Disney back on its feet again when it comes to Star Wars. That's their main goal here, is that they really want to make Star Wars as strong as it used to be before, I guess you could say, when The Last Jedi released and really derailed the franchise by Rian Johnson. And speaking about Rian Johnson, a lot of fans have been always curious about his new Star Wars trilogy, either whether they were excited about it or very much, disturbed by the idea that Rian Johnson was even developing a new trilogy. What's really intriguing is that with both Disney and Lucasfilm now finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are now fully invested with the new Star Wars trilogy of films, where currently both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are hard at work on developing their new Star Wars universe, such as the new films and TV shows, to create a better future for Star Wars in general. However, it's described that recently Bob Chapek, the new Disney CEO, split the Rian Johnson trilogy into 3 separate standalone films, and that Johnson's original plans were cancelled. However, though no script was ever developed for the Johnson trilogy, Rian developed tons of concepts and ideas for his new Star Wars trilogy. It's explained that his trilogy was going to be based in a brand new galaxy, and that the fans have never seen before, and he would use his own version of the Force known as the Vitality. Johnson's trilogy was said to take place in the distant future, where the Force has been destroyed and the known Star Wars galaxy that many fans know and love is no more by nature. It's explained that in his trilogy that Vitality was going to be the birth of a new power that would replace the Force, and explains as to why the series would deal with less advanced weaponry, such as lightsabers and blasters. The trilogy would focus on the legend of how the Force was destroyed and the birth of the Vitality in his new Star Wars movies, and that each and every movie was going to jump ahead multiple years in between. So this literally destroys Star Wars in my point of view. I don't know about you guys out there, but taking the Force out of the equation and kind of making it to the point where the idea of the Force is extinct and this new power has actually rised, and it's called the Vitality. I'm really not quite sure how a lot of fans would have took that. I think a lot of fans would have been very offended over Johnson literally destroying the very center of what Star Wars really is, the Force. And this, I think, is a prime example of a creator, or a writer, if you will, that is just trying too hard to be original, where in reality, all you have to do is make a really good Star Wars story that's based around either one of the known characters, or make a very well, thought out character that could very well be just as favorable as a character like Darth Vader, Luke, or Kylo Ren, etc. So, Johnson's take on this new trilogy, it just sounds like a science fiction film with the Star Wars label slapped on top of it. I don't know about you guys, but that's how I feel, at least. Without the use of lightsabers, no blasters, where these new warriors actually use the ways of the Vitality, or whatever you want to call it, this new power called the Vitality. They would actually use more natural ways of transportation without ships and without starfighters. It's a very, very strange take on Star Wars, and that kind of fits what Rian Johnson was aiming to do, with The Last Jedi, of course. Even Rian himself said before in the past in an older interview that he loves a movie where the audience comes out either loving it or hating it and creating that divide. And this honestly would have created that divide, if not more than a divide. I think that most Star Wars fans wouldn't really accept this, where it takes place in the very distant future, where there's no more Force, but there is a thing called the Vitality, and explaining the destruction of the Force and exactly how it went extinct. So, with that being said, you know, Johnson seems like he's trying really hard, and he has tried hard, and that's why he's focusing more so on his Knives Out universe. He's actually developing his own murder mystery universe, where there's going to be multiple Knives Out movies. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, you know, let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.